Okay, this is the third time I'm actually recording this. First time, I don't even think that you are interested. So, we are going directly to the Joker point. What everyone missed from all the videos and all the analysis that everyone made. Uh, I was actually baffled that no one actually talked about it. Everyone talks about the descent into madness and blah blah blah. But uh, there's actually a quite philosophical term inside it that no one has actually seen about it, because they went for the easy part, which is, yeah, it's just madness and that's it. Okay. And I guess that everyone is fed up out of it. I bet that you are already fed up about seeing any Joker video anyway. But here is an interesting view of something that I thought that someone would at least say about, talk about it, but no one did. And it's the myth of Sisyphus. So, who was Sisyphus? In Greek mythology, he was a king. He was an asshole, basically, and he was considered a very clever man that cheated and betrayed a lot, and as well, he even cheated death. And obviously, he was condemned to an eternal pain where he would never die, which his sort of punishment was just going up the mountain, carrying a boulder, and then when he would reach the top, the boulder will fall down, he would have to go down, and he would have to push the boulder back up again. So this has been discussed by Camus. He made an essay about it, Albert Camus. And he takes a very interesting existentialist view on it. There are essentially two movements of existentialism. One is life is shit and that's it. There's no purpose. And then there is another one where, life has no meaning, but in the end, you have to create your own meaning. Camus was more of that style, while Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre, he was more of the basic pessimistic existentialist, if you want to put it like that. Now, what Camus did with Sisyphus inside his mythology, he tried to understand how would Sisyphus think, how would Sisyphus actually feel at that time. And he said that actually the boulder would give him purpose. It gives him the purpose for eternity. Obviously, it's a meaningless task to take it up. And at the same time, you would say, yeah, he was miserable, he was suffering, he would be all tensed up, but Sisyphus would be thinking, I have to do this. And once the boulder falls, and he has to go down, he would be actually happy, he would be relieved, because he's not going uphill and he's not carrying a boulder. He's going downhill, he's light, and he has time to breathe, and he has time to rest. And Camus stated that in this point he would be happy. So he would have a purpose, which would be carrying the boulder uphill and then leaving it down to actually have his rest time. You can apply that to life itself. We have all the heavy moments where we struggle, but then we have moments where we actually are free to actually breathe, to rest, and to go downhill. And life itself, it's more of a struggle than the relief, but that's the point. So how is this related to Joker? For me, Joker is the perfect analogy to Sisyphus, if you think about it. And why is that? We've all seen the memes of the staircase of Joker, all dressed up, painted, and dancing, And funny enough, inside of the whole movie, you will see that Joker is, when he, in the most part of the movie, when he goes up the stairs, he's always going up the stairs, and he's never going down. He's always struggling, and his burden, his boulder, instead of being a literal rock, it would be his life and his mental state. And then finally, when he descends into madness, if you want to call it like that, he breaks free of that. But the only difference is that he will not go up those stairs again. He will simply and utterly just descend into madness. And everyone would say, okay, he descends into madness and that's it. Okay, very easy. It's a very easy explanation. So imagine it's Sisyphus basically saying, you know what, I'm not gonna push this rock up the mountain ever again. But think it of this way, then where's the purpose? What, he was going to just sit around and that's it? He was gonna be like, okay, I'm not pushing this. So he loses a purpose in life. And if you're gonna live for eternity, you'll say, well, I might as well just push this rock up and then rest and be happy that I did it once again and over and over and over again. The thing is that in the case of the Joker, he is not a sane person. He is actually someone mentally unstable and sick. You would say that they took his meds off and he started just to lose his mind, and people weren't treating Lee properly and he was losing even more his mind. But take in mind that he's an unreliable narrator. He's actually someone who is you can see that many scenes that appear there are untrue, that are just his mind visions that basically say, hey, I want to believe in this. And his fantasies in the end are completely, let's say, the opposite. And inside of that, how reliable is that inside a sick person? And if we're seeing the whole movie in his perspective, if we are seeing the whole movie in terms of what about what is reliable or not, and how it ends, you could say that maybe any of it is completely a fantasy. And at the same time, I believe that it's some sort of reboot for Batman, that some things really happened, but some others didn't. And the thing of the unreliable narrator is a tricky question, because we don't know the real intentions behind all of this. But I think that the staircase itself was the most symbolic thing about the movie, and it's something that is very, very stressed. It's very remarked. It's very important if you hear the tones of the music while it's playing, while he's going up the stairs or he's going down the stairs. And in the end, I would say that the Joker is some sort of Sisyphus that has just decided to say no to the rule of the gods, if you want to say it. No to his punishment. No to be a person who is condemned to keep his sanity all the time. Let's say he sees fairness, that he's relieved from the pressure of society and all of that, but everyone else has already talked about it. It's just that I wanted to make the analogy with Sisyphus. So imagine this person, this king, that has descended to be, let's say, really clever, really treacherous, and he just decides to say, you know what, I'm not gonna push this stone anymore. And the Joker just does that. And if you think about the characteristics about the normal Joker, you know, the Joker is treacherous, the Joker is a trickster, the Joker is very clever. So he's much like Sisyphus, and it's just that the Joker is a version of the Sisyphus that decides to not carry on. And at the same time, he just sort of, we are just shown once in the movie he descending the staircase. Well, he would actually descend those staircases, that staircase, many times, because he goes up to go home and then he would go down, but we never actually see that. While we only see him going down once, and that once is specifically when he goes down into madness. So, in essence, the Joker is actually an analogy to Sisyphus. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the opinion. It's just a view that I found curious, that no one actually saw it. And see you next time.